Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Grant again with the Gutter Growth Podcast for you. I've got a special guest with me tonight, David Wyatt, the owner of Even Flow Services. And how you doing tonight, David?
Hey, thanks, Grant. Thanks for having me on. It's my pleasure, and been following your podcast, and appreciate all you do for our community, and look forward to talking shop and rock and rolling with you here.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to talk some shop tonight. I would like to remind everyone to go follow and like us on YouTube at Gutter Growth Mastermind. And you're going to see all kinds of people. Tonight, I've got someone who I've been watching about for the past year, I'd say. And I noticed you must have went somewhere, and we'll talk about that because you stepped up your social media presence and you've been sharing with people, and I've actually been learning a great deal about the industry you're in. Even though I'm in it, I don't specialize in the cleaning. I'd like to think
Yeah.
I do. I actually try to steer clear of them a little bit, and so I want to dive into how you've been so successful, and just thank you for all the sharing you do online. I think it's great. Guys like you know what they're doing, and you're growing right in front of everybody. So hats off to you for the growth, man. um, what did you do? Tell me a little bit about yourself. What did you do before you got into the gutter cleaning slash exterior cleaning business?
Yeah, no, great question, Grant. Yeah, so I started back in 1996, got a business license. I actually worked for a guy that did gutter cleaning for a couple of years. I was in the Air Force. I got out, kind of wasn't sure what I was doing. I was going to school part time. Was doing gutter cleaning for him. Had never done anything like that. Was doing it for like 6 months. Started seeing the money that was coming in and what we were making, and thinking, well, I could probably do this. And so started part time. I worked another job working with adults with special needs for 25 years. So I did that up until about 3.5 years ago. So
Okay.
I did this part time for a long time. Didn't really take it serious until
Mhm.
about 3.5 years ago. Retired from there. Went full time into washing gutters, and then got into Christmas lights 4 years ago. And so that's kind of a little bit of a nutshell, kind of how I got here. Started with Jobber 4 years ago. Finally got a CRM because I was just using like FreshBooks and
Fabulous. Yeah.
notebooks and that sort of thing. And so
Mm-hmm.
um, so the last 3.5 years, we went full time into it and got serious with branding, and I got connected with some of the gutter cleaning groups, which I've learned so much from those guys, and I've just been able to
Right.
share, like you, being in this for almost 3 decades. We've had a lot of mistakes. At least we can share with folks. A lot of wins too. A
Yeah.
lot of good things we can
Yeah.
share, and guys appreciate that stuff. So, and I love sharing it and giving back just as you do. So that's kind of where we're at. We like I said, got into Christmas lights 4 years ago, and we're getting into the permanent lighting here in January. So that's going to be a new venture for us, something we've been researching for a couple of years. And
Yeah.
we do minor gutter repairs, mainly clean outs twice a year. And, gutter guards and gutter stick is kind of our thing. We don't do any gutter hanging. We have a friend we work back and forth with in referrals. But yes, that's kind of us, kind of in a nutshell. We're growing. We have 3 techs now and a full-time office person from just being me in a truck a few years ago. So
Awesome.
it's
Awesome.
exciting.
Yeah, I've definitely been noticing your growth. So did you were at the huge convention, right? And that's like
Yeah,
pressure washing as well. And
yeah,
so do you let's kind of start there. But I
very
want to
good.
back up just a hair. So you
Yeah.
worked for somebody when you were a little bit, and thank you for your service in the military, and
Oh, yeah,
thank
thank
you
you.
for your work with the special needs. I have a special needs
Oh, yeah.
son. My mom had me working with special needs kids at a very young age. She used to take us to the nursing homes and read books to people, that were on their way out the door. So I've always had, I think that's part of why I have such a giving spirit. So thank you for doing that,
Yeah.
man. We need
That's
more
awesome.
people doing that. And we need people to know that that's cool. If
Yeah.
that's what it is, it's a really good
It
feeling.
is cool.
What, what, what made you come back to the gutter cleaning, the exterior game, we'll call it, 3.5, 4 years ago? What was it that brought you
Well,
back, or did you never really leave?
I never really left. I just did it like a lot of guys, like on the weekend after
Yeah.
work, side
Yeah.
hustle. And then I saw where I could really take it. My clientele was building up with Jobber, and I wasn't having everybody on sticky notes. So I was getting organized. And so
Yep.
my wife's like, you're going to retire here. You got 25 years. Let's just see what we can do. And the first year I think only did about $60,000. And since then we've
Hmm.
increased like 68% per year for 3 years now. So that's
Fabulous.
been
Oh,
really good. So, But
Yeah.
yeah, so that kind of, it's been a steady growth, but the last 3.5 years we went full tilt into it and really got good equipment and got some training and went to huge convention and heard
Yep.
good speakers and saw all the cool tricked out stuff you can buy for your
Yeah.
trucks and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And so
$1 million setups
yeah,
over
yeah,
there they
man.
got,
You
right?
can
You
walk
can
go to that
get
huge
crazy.
convention and walk out of there completely broke, have a new CRM, an accountant, and a $10,000 gutter machine, and not have one client, but you got some cool stuff. So anyway,
You got some
yeah,
cool
I
stuff.
digress. But that huge
No,
convention is phenomenal.
of course,
Yeah,
it is.
that's a great thing. So yeah,
It was, I guess it makes sense, right? You seem like an intelligent man. I'm going to clean out the gutters. I'm going to, whatever it's called, soft wash the house, etc. So let's get you like a car, right? Let's get you detailed on the outside. You're choosing
yeah.
exterior only. And you must have said, let's do Christmas lights at the same time. We've already got the ladder up, or did it happen a different way?
Yeah, actually a different way. I don't know if you know
Okay.
Donovan Questenberry's down in North Carolina. He's got
Uh,
big company. Yep. So he's
amazing. The
yeah,
guy's
yeah, he's a
amazing.
great
I've
dude.
been
He's
watching
like,
him. Yeah.
20 years younger than me, but he's kind of been a mentor. We've gone back and forth and helped each other out with
He's
gutter
a
cleaning and stuff.
very
So
mature educator, and I respect him a
yeah,
lot. I can't wait to
yeah,
have him on.
yeah,
Um,
he's a great
so
dude.
he
So
get you started?
well, he kept telling me, he's like, dude, you're on ladders. Why are you not doing Christmas lights? And funny
Yeah.
stories that my wife and I would always have a big fight about the Christmas lights. They were the
Right.
icicle kind. They'd always be tangled up. It was always a hot mess. He's like, dude, no, this is like custom cut commercial grade stuff. And like, all right,
Yeah.
man, I'll try. He's like, you're on ladders all day long. I see you on the Facebook and this and that. He's like, why aren't you hanging lights for $7-8 a foot? I'm like, okay,
Uh-huh.
we'll give it a shot. And so the first year I think did 17 jobs. The next year we did 50. Last year we did 70, and then this year we did over
Wow.
100. So yeah, so we've been
Wow.
adding like about 30 per year. So
You're getting
Donovan,
close to
I have to give
retirement
Donovan,
now.
yeah, Donovan, I have to give Donovan credit for kicking me in the butt and saying, dude, I'm going to come punch you in the throat if you don't get started with this. So I give him a lot of credit. So we got started, and then the first year was a lot of hard knocks. We watched videos from
Yeah.
Jason Guyman and Rob Anderson and all these guys, but you get out there and do lights on your own. It's a different thing. So, but
There's a lot to
um,
figure out. I've been
yeah, yeah.
talking
So
really closely with.
each year we've gotten more efficient and better at it. And so this year was really great we had a crew that was just on point. We had systems and checklists. And
Uh-huh.
so it's year 4, you've learned a lot from year 1. So yeah, so
I
Donovan gets
bet.
credit for the lights. Yeah.
Hats off to Donovan. Donovan is
Yeah. He's a
doing
great dude.
amazing things. I like
Yeah.
it. I've noticed lately his social media. I don't know if you follow him. I follow him really closely, but I feel like the last 2 or 3 weeks he's went a little Shakespeare on us, right? He's just giving us
He's-
quotes. He's
yeah.
changed it up.
These
I like,
little subtle proverbs and different things. I'm like, what is
yeah, I
going on here?
like it. Well, you
So,
know what? That's like, I can't speak for him, and I haven't met him personally, but he seems like a really wise gentleman. I think we do that when we're going through a stage of growth and we're
yeah.
just trying to pass along just one sentence that is resonating with people. And so, thank you, Donovan. And I was going
Yeah.
to say, the lighting thing, I'm really intrigued. At least, or do you know Tim Crouch, my partner here in the Gutter
Yeah. Yeah.
Growth?
I met Tim at the Huge.
Yeah, so he's doing his lighting, Griswold's lights, and
He did over
we'll
100
let
jobs this year.
so the guy did about $250,000 in 6 weeks, right? So he
He's yeah,
was, I
he's
don't
pretty
like,
amazing.
wow, he is
Yeah,
freaking
man.
amazing, right? So we'll let him tell his story. So now
Yeah.
you're in the lighting, you're rocking and rolling on that. You're growing in the lighting, you're growing. So what does a typical new customer look like for you? So let's say I give you a call and I say, hey, I don't got any water coming out of one of my downspouts. It keeps raining and I don't see any water coming out of this one. I think it's pouring over. I guess I need to clean out, David. With all the services you have, what does that kind of look like in short when you come out? We'll just clean it, or do you hit them with the lights, the stick? Let's wash the side of your house. What does that kind of look like?
That's a great question. So we were doing a lot of virtual quoting. Now I'm having a little more time to go out and do in-person quoting, which is really
Mm-hmm.
beneficial, as you know, because you can do
Yeah,
upselling.
much
So,
bigger upsell.
yeah, so that allows us to go out there and to your point, even with like Christmas lights, we can go out there. It gives us a two-prong opportunity to say, hey, look, we can put the lights up. Your gutters are full of leaves and water. Probably better that we clean these out. We're here. We'll give you a 10% discount. Or when we take them down, if they're still full of leaves, we can still present them or send out an email through MailChimp ahead of time. Say, hey, we're going to be taking lights down. We can give you 10% off. to do the gutter cleaning. So that's
And get
something we
that
kind of,
guard on there too, right?
well, yeah, that would be a good thing too, to get the guard
Let's
put on
get
there
the
too.
guard
So,
on. Yeah.
yeah. So to your point, yeah. So this year we kind of did an early, um, uh, campaign to all our customers to let them know, hey,
Mm-hmm.
look, 10% off if we do Christmas lights early, September, October, to thin out the madness, which was a few weeks ago. And a
Yeah.
lot of people jumped on board. So that really it helped, because September is typically slow. February is very slow. So this really
Mm-hmm.
built out. We had our biggest September grant and our biggest October and our biggest November. So those 3 months,
I'm really proud of you for that. I know
and
you've
that
been
had a
working,
lot to do
man.
with Christmas lights. So yeah, so
Yeah.
it's really helped fill the gap. And Christmas lights also, kind of to your point, like we were doing gutter cleans into like December, but we had that January, February like lull. What can we do? And so adding Christmas lights helped fill in some of that winter gap, especially for the guys. The lights are up, but we have to take them all down. So all of January, we're going to be, sending the crew out to label and take down and store lights. So that's going to keep the crew busy when typically they'd be pretty slow or just spotty gutter cleans here or there, depending on the weather. So that's been just a multi-pronged blessing, the Christmas lights. So for so many
For
different
sure.
fronts. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure. And there's great profitability in that, right? Because the first year is the purchase, and then
yeah,
the
right
rest is
on.
kind of some
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
that's
we
cool.
yeah, yeah. So we offer a lease model. Yeah. So we tried the sale model. It just didn't work for us. Some
Uh-huh.
people pass away, they move, they get their lawn boy to do it, and then you're out the lights and you don't have that inventory. So yeah,
Yeah.
like Tim will tell you, year one, you kind of bite the bullet on the
You
purchase.
invest.
But your
Yep.
clients are kind of paying for that. So year two and three, that material's paid for, and it usually lasts, several 7, 8 years if it's taken
And
care
it's
of.
already
So
cut and measured, and so the customer's house. You build a repertoire with them. I'm really intrigued, of course, and I have a lot of respect for you as well,
yeah,
Tim. Being my partner, I think that there'll be a pretty big move for you probably have seen the podcast with my partner Kip, my
yeah, yes,
boss.
listen to that. Yeah,
I think we're gonna make a good move on this. We're trying, like we talked a little bit before we went live, right, about the actual gutter install. And sometimes
yeah,
we just know what our lane is, right?
yep, yep, yep.
I have no problem being really forthright with my viewers and people I'm meeting. Like, I'm not gonna say I have a little bit of fear of the Christmas light thing. Obviously, my guys can do ladders. It's something new. I'm a master of gutters, 25
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Clipping lights on shingles. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get that call 3 days before Christmas. Hey, this one whole row slipped off for some reason and it pulled too much National Lampoons. I don't know, like
Yeah,
something
yeah. No, you
ridiculous.
will. I mean, you'll get 40-mile-an-hour winds. And it's always the dormer 40 feet at the height, and so
It
you
pulls
do have that.
everything off. Is there like a
So
little quick release so it can't take the whole system
I,
down or anything? Or
I wish, but yeah, it doesn't work like that. But no, no,
okay,
there is good money. And back to your point, like, you can cross sell all your other services to the folks. And hey, look, we
yeah.
do watching, we do windows. We can provide you with one company and 5 services, and so
Hmm.
yeah, so it's a good selling point.
I think to one of the things that's been stuck in my head. I'm a director of operations for the brothers that just do gutters.
Yeah,
Uh, my local franchise, not of the entire brand or anything, and I've that's kind of what brought me to them was the brothers that just do gutters. Like, we don't do any fascia wood, drain. We don't do anything. We just do
yeah,
gutters. But now it's like everybody's starting to expand. But enough about me. I want to
yeah.
ask you. I want to ask you, like, what kind of sets you? What do you feel like sets you apart, man? And you're a gentleman. You are nothing but a gentleman. I know that.
Yeah.
So we're not looking for like the bash here, but let's just put it out there up against your biggest competitor. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're really good friends with him. But what do you think makes you a little bit different?
Part of our, like, we build up core values, and part of it is responsiveness, just answering our phone and getting back to people as fast as we can.
100%.
I know
100%.
it sounds like basics, like you should, like back in the 80s and 90s, you did that automatically, but nowadays,
Right.
just to get people to answer the phone and having someone in the office and getting back to people. So that's been really key, and getting our brand out there for quite a while now in our
Mm-hmm.
community for 30 years, whether it was really bad truck lettering back in the day or better truck lettering now, and
Either way, they knew
just
about you.
Yeah, and social presence. And every week we post on some social stuff, so they're seeing us, and it's nice now. Even on social, Facebook will say, "Oh yeah, Dave's the gutter guy," or somebody will ask, and they'll
Yeah.
refer us and say,
Yeah.
"So we're getting that social proof." It all takes time and consistency, but so I think to your point, just being responsive and people knowing our brand and knowing that we're gonna be there when we say we're gonna be there, and the job's gonna get done. So
I agree. I think there's something, not that nobody misses the phone call, right? But I want to touch on this a little bit. I always say I'm going to have my little snippet on this. This is the idea is to help business grow. I mean, this is
yeah,
the gutter growth channel, but anything gutter related, cleaning, lights, something, you know, I want to remind you guys that are listening to this podcast with me and David, that one phone call when you're an owner operator and maybe you're working, right, David, you understand this, like eventually you want to be working on the business instead of in the business. I'll give you an
yeah,
example. We have a call center, the brothers that just do gutters. We have a fabulous call center. There's like, whatever, I don't, a lot of men and women that work in that call center, and
yeah,
sometimes lines get tossed. We also have my wonderful wife Lisa, who is our admin. We try to direct a lot of our calls to our local branch, right? So we
yeah,
can just answer, but we have a call center for the call center for Lisa. So we got
yeah,
three different ways. I don't think we really miss too many phone calls. Because the normal consumer in America, it's like you call somewhere, they don't answer, you just call the next place. Like the
yep,
first person that answers, you're probably going to give your business to, right? And to your point with customer service being, we used to do it way back in the day, is we say like being 5 star in a 1 star industry is really not that hard. You just do the common sense stuff. You say you're
yeah,
going to be there at Tuesday at 11 and you're running behind, call them at Tuesday at 10 and say, I'm going to be 11:30, 12. Like that means the world, because we're all used to waiting
yeah.
on like Comcast, right? When you get the new cable or the satellite, they say, we'll be there between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Yeah,
And
you
you're
sit
like,
all day.
all day. And they usually don't even come either. They might 5:30, you're calling, they're like, oh yeah, that technician was fired at noon. We'll
Oh boy.
reschedule you for 3 weeks from now. So
Oh
um
man.
how do you approach gutter cleaning and exterior services to ensure customer satisfaction? Like for us, when we do clean outs, we absolutely do like before and after pictures, and there's a
Yeah.
couple other things. Is that what are you doing to make sure
Yeah.
that
To
the
your point.
customer knows their gutters were cleaned out?
Yeah, to your point, like we had teamed up with company cam, so we're doing like
Mm,
timestamp before and after photos that they really love. And I think
lovely.
that sets us apart from other guys as well. Back to your piece about, separating yourself from competition. So they love that piece. We also, ask for reviews afterwards. We have like a 30-day guarantee on our gutter cleaning.
There you
Um,
go.
some folks will call you 6 months later, and a lot of times we'll come back. Just if we're in the area, we're not going to make a special trip, but just trying to be there, within 30 days if they have an issue. We had to your point about the Christmas lights, we had lights that came down the day
Mm-hmm.
after, and so I was able to get back there the next day, put the lights
Fabulous.
up. They wrote us a 5-star review that hey, they
Yeah.
honored their 48-hour guarantee that they'll be out in 48 hours to fix our bulbs or lights. And so
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think they were going to give us. I thought that the guy was going to be upset and salty about the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
so. But you got to be consistent. Like, 'cause we had a lot of folks. So, quick story: we had a lady that shared us on Facebook. We had this was 2 years ago. We got 82
Okay.
requests for Christmas lights. It was just me and my helper at the time. We couldn't
Oh,
keep up.
yeah.
We couldn't Grant. We couldn't keep up with the people. We couldn't even get back to them. Lisa, my
Yep.
office manager, was only working 12 hours, so people are like, "You're supposed to be this veteran-owned company, 5-star. We can't even get a phone call back." And so that was a real problem. I mean, the lady did a nice
Mm-hmm.
thing. Now we can keep up with it because we have the capacity and the manpower,
You have
but
the system
that
in
was a real
place.
issue
Yeah.
because we couldn't get back to folks. And they're like, "Well, you didn't even call us back." And then one lady was going to write a negative review. I was like, "Man, we're trying. We just weren't ready for someone to share us with the whole county."
You're in
So anyway,
Delaware, right?
yeah, Northern Delaware. So Delaware's a very small state, and I'm
Yep.
in the
Yeah.
northern part. So we have a great opportunity here, lots of neighborhoods, and so we have a very great opportunity to expand and grow, and so I'm excited about that.
Let's take a minute so that you'll get a copy of this and you can share it to your local page. or
Yeah.
Facebook or wherever you would like. Tell us real quick. I know we have the sign behind you, but verbally, how can a customer reach David at Evenflow? What's your email address or
Oh
your
yeah.
website or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evenflowservices.net. And then
Okay.
they can call us at 302-266-0332. And we'll have them a quote either with response to bid right there, or we'll have them a quote next day.
Fabulous. That's
Very
fabulous.
good. Thank you, Grant.
Oh, yeah, of course. What else? Could you tell me a little bit, like, what's the biggest challenge in the lighting industry? You know, if there's a challenge in I have a challenge tying my shoes in the morning as I'm getting
Yeah.
older, right? Like my back. What do you think is like the one challenge that is like that's just always going to be there?
Just trusting your technicians, because you are dealing with electricity. You're dealing with
Yeah,
32-foot ladders and wind. You're dealing with pitch hoppers and goats. And so
very true.
I'd like to, that's one thing where I'm trying to get myself off the truck is with the lights. It's just, I'd like to be at different sites and getting the guys trained up that they're comfortable to
Mm-hmm.
do it. So, I think just having your technicians that are comfortable and you're comfortable with them to go out to do the lights at height, to be able to do the connections like they're properly supposed to be without causing shortages and causing fires and
Yeah,
that sort of thing. So I guess it's just, having the guys properly trained and having great employees that can go do that. Some guys can do gutter cleaning and washing, but sending some guys out to work electricity on a house at high heights and stuff can. So that's kind of the challenge, and
that makes no, that definitely makes
yeah,
sense.
and I've
Yeah.
got two guys that are on board, that got a full season. They're trained up. They did the last two jobs by themselves, and so that was nice to not even go out on the
Here we
job. And
go. Here we
so
go.
I was sitting
Working
back
on the
waiting for the phone
business,
to
not in
call.
the business.
Yeah.
That's Tim
So
Crouch's saying, by the way, that
oh
I
yeah,
got that from
he's
him.
awesome.
Working on it, not in it. Would you
Yeah,
like to
man.
shout out your employees?
Oh yeah. So well, Mark, Lisa, and Jack and Dale. So they're
Mark,
all they're
Lisa,
all
Jack, and
phenomenal. So,
Dale.
yep.
Awesome
Very good.
job, guys, this year. I've definitely noticed the success. And to your employees, your boss is a awfully happy man. I don't know if he was happy always or if he's
Yeah.
just happy now, but good job, guys, over at Even Flow Services, because I'm always excited when I see your post, man. You're always
Thank you.
happy. Tell me a little bit about this. So I know what the pitch hopper is, right? I'm very
Yeah.
familiar with those, but you've got this other hook, a hook thing that hooks on it's like little steps or
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
it?
So that's a lot of guys in gutter cleaning and then Christmas lights will use the goat steep assist.
The
So
goat.
yeah, yeah. So it's got a hook on it that goes over. It has pins that connect it, so you can add 3-foot sections at a time. It's got a wheel,
Okay.
so you can roll it
Okay.
up and go over. We used to use the
The
ladder with the
wheel.
hook, back in the day, but you can't adjust the height on that. So this is nice. It goes
Yes.
up. It on top, and then it's got steps, on there, so you can put your foot on there. So it's nice. I like to use it in conjunction with the pitch
The
hoppers,
pitch hopper.
just for safety and having a
Extra
Ridge Pro.
support. Yeah.
Ridge Pro is good for certain jobs, but that goat is a great tool for doing edge stuff and being able to get up at certain peaks and especially if you have trees in the way where you can't get a ladder and
100%.
yeah, it's a great tool. They're $600-700 and they were like 400 a few years ago, but it's a must
They've went
have.
up now
Oh,
since they
they've
took
gone up.
off. They went up.
Oh, yeah,
Who
and
makes
but
that thing?
it's called, the Goat Steep Assist.
The
Yeah.
Goat Steep Assist. I'm going to get a hold of you guys about
Yeah.
lowering the price for
Yeah.
at
No,
least David.
it's worth every penny, man. It's worth every
Yeah.
penny,
Yeah.
so great tool.
About how long can this thing extend?
I
It
think it's
sounds like,
like
I mean, you
24.
said
Yeah, you could keep adding sections to it, but I think there's a capacity on weight eventually. So when it comes in, I think a 24 or 30-foot, kit,
that's how the
it has
package
a
comes.
short kit or a long kit, so you can keep adding. It has real thick, like, cotter pins that go through
And it
there, and
sounds to me like you could put 3 of these things together if you needed to go 70 feet. Is that true, or
I don't know about
who
that.
knows?
I think that
Is
might be a
there
bit stretchy. Yeah, I think maybe 30 feet might be a bit
and
right
that's a
on the
lot. I
level.
mean, that's a lot. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was just curious.
anything else, you probably need a
Okay.
harness system. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that hook is probably only rated, I was just wondering if you could get 2 or 3 guys on one of these
Yeah,
things if it was
I
like
think there's
40
like
foot long,
a 400
300
pound or
pound,
maybe a
400 pound.
4 or
Yeah.
500-pound duty rating on it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And
Yeah, that's a great
I
tool.
noticed you did a couple videos on it a couple weeks ago. And then you
Yeah.
said you modified it or something. You did one at the back of your truck. You were explaining some of your devices. Did you do a modification to one of those goats or something?
I don't think so. It might have been like a
Eh,
gutter clean out tool or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
What type of I'm gonna take a drink real quick here, actually.
Yeah. Do say.
Remember to stay hydrated out there, guys. It's a little cold, but
Yeah.
summer will be back in full effect. We want to make sure you're safe out there, and we don't want you cramping up on that pitch hopper or the goat
Yeah.
and riding that bad boy down all the way down the center.
Not
Um,
good.
you do small gutter repair, and what does that kind
Yeah.
of look like? What's like the biggest you'll do, and what's the small? Like before you recommend it to your buddy, what's something you'll change out a downspout?
Yeah, we can do downspout change out. Like we'll try to do everything we can on site now. We used to come back and do it, but we just found like it's wasn't worth the time to come back to do a small repair. So we'll try to have everything on
100%,
the
yeah.
truck now. So mainly, replacement hangers to tighten gutters back up,
Okay,
zip screws, downspout straps, A and B elbows we'll have on,
yeah.
um, gutter sealant for
Yeah,
sealing gutters.
recalking the corners and stuff, end
Yeah,
caps that
yeah.
are
So,
leaking, yeah.
and then splash guards, we've been doing a good bit with splash guards, putting different rain diverters on. So we'll keep that on the truck as well as
Do
like
you
gutter
make
stick.
those splash guards or do you order them?
We did, but I ordered them from Gutter Works. They had some that were pre-made and prefabbed, and just for the price of the bulk, for me having to trim them up, they worked out really well.
I got a I got a package here from a gentleman that I've been needed to. Gutter Diverters LLC. Do you know anything about these?
Not yet, no.
I'm gonna be the first to show you, and I'll do simple diverter, right? But in the
Yeah.
back, it's completely different. And so
Ah,
it makes it in case you want to shoot the water a certain direction. I'll show you that
oh,
one more
nice.
time. So they have them. I haven't really, I haven't really fully played with this yet, but something you could make or something you could order. Here's another one. Again, straight in the front, but this one takes water the opposite direction. And so he's
Yeah,
got a
that's
whole
sick.
bunch. He's got a. Let me see if I can find this one in here real quick.
Now, is he one of your
If not,
guests on the show?
no, I have not had him on yet, and I'd love to. Um,
Yeah.
I kind of had this package. My wife got the package with a bunch of Christmas presents 4 or 5, 6 days ago. Just put it all in the closet, right? Because didn't know what it was. But here's your kind of regular one on the back. So again, just has the face, but it has this really big super back right here. So I think there's some definitely some pros and maybe some cons depending on the region. But I really like how
Yeah.
it can direct the water in a certain
Yeah.
area. So
That's neat.
that was that's cool. We can make them. We make them out of gutter coal, or we have a break. We make them like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're kind of wide and positioned to go one way, I thought
Yeah.
that's
No,
pretty something
that's a good
fairly
idea.
unique. Fairly
Yeah.
unique. You so you're doing corners. What do you charge on a corner reseal? I'm just curious. What is that?
We're charging
Like I'm
like
at
50.
$25 or something, $30.
Yeah, yeah, we're at 39 for to do a corner,
Hmm.
and then 29 to do like just a one seam across it. It's just one seam to clean
Yeah,
it and do
yeah,
that.
like
So
reseal. Yeah, yeah,
we probably have room to move up in that regard because they're gonna if they had to have somebody else come out, it'd probably be a lot more. So
yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
we just have trouble like use times that they're wet or they're damp. So sometimes you got to dry them out, and that takes a little time. So.
yeah.
But if you have a gutter caulk that works in the wet, I know there's a Tough Dog product, but if you have a caulk that works in damp and wet, let me know because I haven't really found
I
one that works.
will. And we could, I think have this conversation and
Cross
people,
that
there's
bridge
always
later.
someone who's going to agree or disagree, right? There's a lot of gentlemen. And I think one of the things that I have, I've worked all around the country. I've worked in 40 states. I say that almost in every podcast. And I don't say it to, I'm not better than anybody. I just have a different experience level. I've hung in all the temperaments, right? And
Yeah.
GeoCell to me, but it's got to be properly cleaned. Nothing is going to work going over some old slimy stuff. So I'll tell you real quick what my trick is, but I'm changing it because I don't know that I love the torch idea. I watched a gentleman, I'm not going to say his name. I have a lot of respect for him. He's been posting a lot of stuff online. He was heating up, like as you should, pull the old stuff out. but he's heating it up. I'm watching the shingle melt. I don't really just love that, but I have always with the rag, right? If I got to dam it, right? Sometimes we're not doing a repitch, we're not being paid. We've tried to tell the customer it's holding water, so always a lot of rags. We dam it, get it back a foot or two, and then wipe with your rag, and then come in with the torch and kind of dry. The idea is to get back down to bare metal. Some of the
Yeah.
sealant I can get in with this little screwdriver hook type thing, and you can
Yeah.
twist and it'll peel right off. And in Florida, a lot, I think it was OSI, a lot of the companies use, which is a decent caulk, but it cracks fairly quickly, I've learned.
Yeah.
You got to heat that up and just peel it out. We peel it out or we hit it with the grinder. I've given my guys these 15-inch bits, and they can hold on to the bit with the drill, with the wire brush, and just get that thing looking as new as possible. And then 2320, whether it's self-leveling. I would say I use there's the gray and the white. I don't use the clear caulking. Not that it's not bad, but clear caulking, you just can't see where the pinhole are. I use my
Oh,
finger. You lick. I don't have caulk all over my stuff. I got a little
yeah.
rag on my. But I think if you lick or if you got some water, you can spread it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
each their own with that. But GeoCell, we do a lot of gutter repairs. We did $2.5 million of gutters this year in our second year open. Last year, $1.5 million in gutters in our first year open. We're doing a lot of repairs as well. That's how we do it. And
Yeah.
I have no problem giving someone a 15-ish, 20-year warranty, but they got to buy the guards. Let's talk about guards here.
Yeah.
So me and you use some of the same guards. And so I'm excited to talk about that. What are you using? What's your typical kind of go-to guard? If a customer lets you have it your way and they said, David, I trust you. What guard should I put on my house? What do you, what's your
We've been happy
like
with
one, two,
yeah.
three options?
We've been happy with SureFlow. It
Mm-hmm.
comes in 10-foot panels. We get it locally
Yeah.
here, so it comes in white, brown, mill finish. Um, so we love it that it's tabbed. It's not going under the shingle. It's more of a fascia mounted guard.
I don't
And
like anything that goes under the shingle personally.
yeah, and I know in Florida and different places, you can't do it anymore with the hurricanes and the shingle warranty and all that
They're
stuff.
not going to
So,
let you do that. And then here in Texas, they nail like right to the edge of the drip edge. So you're not sliding anything up into
uh,
there or you're ripping shingles. To the heck with that. I know it works well in some states, like they can lift the whole shingle up, and it makes sense. I get it, but not
yeah,
here. So I like the
yeah,
fascia mount as
yeah. So
well.
that's been a good product for us. I mean, it's got the tiny holes on there. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
mesh
Mm-hmm.
product. I've tried a couple of mesh products, and I got some callbacks just because it seems like the water was just shooting over the top. Nothing against,
Okay.
some good mesh products out there.
Yeah.
Um, I just think you also have to charge a good bit more for the SureFlow's lower end, for its,
Yeah.
thinner aluminum.
Uh-huh.
The Spectra Metal Eco Guard is a similar type of product.
That's my
So yeah,
champion right there.
okay, okay, I'm
Spectra.
gonna start
Yeah,
going to that. My
eco.
Go
Go.
ahead. My buddy Jared down in Tampa uses that. It's the
Yeah.
same type. So I'm going to start using that, I think, as well. So it looks like a
Is
great
that the,
product.
the Spectra Eco?
Yeah. So it looks similar
Yeah.
to SureFlow, like the metal
Yeah.
with the ripples and tiny hole, the diamonds. Yeah.
Talk with me a little bit about that. I want to make sure that you get a fabulous deal. I work closely with Spectra. I'm saying it here live. When I call
Yeah.
you about David Wyatt over at Evenflow, please take care of my buddy on that EcoGuard. He likes the
Nice.
product. You guys know I love it. And maybe we'll do a bulk buy together or something, man, because I like to
Yeah.
purchase my items like that. Let's get the cost down and then charge for a fair price. You don't have to, but I'll tell you, we charge $9 to $10 a foot on the EcoGuard.
Yeah. I'm at 9 for SureFlow. So maybe
Yeah,
I've got,
and
and I have room
it's
to grow.
it's
So
the
yeah.
same product essentially, and we don't need to overcharge. I think $9-10, and of course we have our discounted moments, right? The margins on the guards are really well, so the customer's going to do a couple other things. Let's say they're going to get the lighting and clean out and some repairs, and they need
Yeah.
you to be at the 7. I'm sure you'll be at the 7, right? I would.
Yeah. We can
So
bundle it up and give them a discount for sure. Yeah.
bundle and save, right?
There
I
you
want to
go.
touch on the mesh. Have you tried? And we don't have to say any names. There's a million of them out there. So like Leaf Blaster Pro or Hydro Shield, I think is what it is. There's like
Yeah,
maybe we're not
I
speaking about those two in particular because I think those are in the higher end style of the mesh. But are you just not a fan? You don't find them to work well for you, right? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, and they seem to slide under the shingles. When I saw like the one that the
They do.
Costco sells like a version
Mm-mm.
of the,
Yep.
and a lot of those are just going to shingle, and they're really difficult to cut. I thought they were tricky to cut. Just the shore flow and that sort of thing are real easy to cut. So
What about something like this? So this is I don't know if you've had a chance ever to look at the one gutter guard.
that's
It
different.
doesn't
Yeah.
go under the yeah, it doesn't go under the shingle. It's got the fascia mount, okay, and it's got a removable screen so you can pick 4 different sizes, stainless
Oh
steel,
yeah. I think
and
I saw. Yeah,
they
I saw
don't
the
butt
guy on your
up.
show. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, something worth looking into, and they're
Very
an
good.
exclusive. That probably sounded like a pitch. It's not a pitch, just telling you about another great product.
Yeah,
If you decide you want to look into some of that, feel free. It's
very
an
good.
expensive. I call it the Ferrari. You're gonna get 20 to $24 a foot on that stuff. But people with water containment love that product.
Okay.
So that's my high end product. And then Sureflow Eco Guard, that style is my mid grade. And then there's customers that want armor lock, roll lock, you know, that's the expanded mesh,
Oh,
just
okay.
the cheap. Do you install any of that or do you just refuse?
We tried it to, we just got a lot of callbacks because stuff
It's
would
a
stick.
million. I mean,
Stuff would stick
everything
in it. You know
sticks
what I
into
mean?
there.
So it handles a lot of water. Like sometimes we would have to put that
Yeah.
in corners,
Yeah.
to where they had high flow, like shore flow, or a diverter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just had so many like pin oaks or pine
I
needles or
agree.
whatever, just all sticking up. And they're like, is it clean? Is it not clean? It's like, well, I can't hand pick everyone out of there, but it's clean
No.
underneath. It's just like, it just
Yeah.
sticks in. Yeah.
Well, then you
So
got to sit there with a dang broom or something or a bristle, right, to try to get it off and it doesn't look clean. We don't sell much of it, but I do stock it because a lot of customers are, what do you do? Keeping up with the Joneses, right? They
yeah.
buy a house they can't afford, a car they can't afford, clothes they can't afford, and now all of a sudden they can't afford to take care of their house and they're like, "What's the absolute cheapest one?" And I'm like, $5, $6 on this
Yeah.
Rolock, I guess. But we give them the pros and cons, and we let the customer make their own decision. Ultimately, it's their house, right? So,
Yeah. No, that's
what
what I
can you
said.
do?
Gives them a choice. Yeah.
What can you do? Um, so David,
Yeah.
you know that all gutter guards are completely maintenance free, right? You just put the guard on, you never have to worry, but they last for thousands of years, right? How do you we know that's BS.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you approach that with your customers when you're pitching them on a gutter guard? What do you tell
So
them, you
typically
know?
we'll try not to lose customers, existing customers over gutter guard. We'll try to keep them,
Correct.
but if we have folks
Mm-hmm.
call us or request it fresh, off the website, but we'll let them know, hey, your gutter is going to be clear, but we may have to come out, every other year to blow off the roof, to blow off the valleys, to blow off, some of the corners of the guard that might gather on there. Typically, rain, wind is going to help slough it all off, blow it off.
Yep.
But they're, depending on your roof pitch, valleys, this sort of thing, we might need to come out, for, whatever the fee is, a $99 maintenance fee if we're in the
Uh-huh.
area, whatever, to get up there and just blow the roof off. So we
Yeah.
give them, set that expectation. So they're not like, hey, what's going
Nothing's
on? This
maintenance
and that.
free.
Yeah,
Nothing,
yeah, yeah.
right, is
So we
maintenance
don't tell them
free.
that. No, we would say that gutters are going to be clear, but you might have stuff eventually gather up on some corners or valleys or some areas that might need some maintenance or attention.
This is two pros, old pros talking like we're
Yeah.
buddies, right? So between me and you, I like to be brutally honest with the customer, right? Yeah, I would love to come back in 6 months or a year, depending on your leave situation, right? You've got some of those houses with 40 trees over their house, right? I mean, they're just in the
Yeah.
woods, and you're like, we need to see you 3 times a year, and you need a guard to make this. You buy the guards. So, do you do a free cleaning with the purchase of guards?
So when we're selling it at the full price, $9 a foot, we'll give them 50% off. So
Okay.
some
Yeah.
guys don't do anything, and I started thinking maybe I'll run that past you. What your take is on that? And some
Yeah.
guys are like, well, that's a lot of money, 50% off. But typically, we're going to be up there doing the thing anyway, and we're already going to be, so
I'd say
it's
get
a
your
little,
money. I'd say get your money, but we do free cleaning with the purchase of guards at full price. What that
okay.
free cleaning consists of is it's still a gentleman's cleaning. Um, but I need you to have like just some dry, crunchy leaves in there, a little
Yeah.
bit of grit, maybe the downspout area is jammed up for 4 feet. Like, but if I got to dig out bucket loads of mud and they're completely full and there's trees growing,
Yeah.
that's not a free cleaning. And I
Yeah.
just educate the customer. Maybe an owner operator at a gutter cleaning only company has less overhead. He might be a better bet for you on this cleaning and guard option.
Yeah.
But when we get into the guards, I just kind of let them know this is going to take two guys to do it the right way. And so we have the selfie sticks, drones, ladders. My sales guys are fully prepared to show them the inside of the gutter. And so it's
Yeah.
muck, mud, this, that. We let them know we've got to pull that out and bucket it. It's going to drip down the face of the gutter. Now we need to wash. Now maybe we're going to make a mess all around your yard. This is going to take two guys 4 or 5 hours just to clean out. We'd like to charge you a little bit some, but pretty typically it's a free clean out with a guard purchase. Now, if you
Okay. Good.
purchase like one gutter guard for 20 something dollars a foot, we'll just clean out your gutters. But
Yeah. You can eat that.
I like the 50% off too.
Okay.
I
Good.
don't think you're doing anything wrong. Um, I know that the volume of customers we do is about this isn't necessarily full wraps, but this is how many homes we go to, about 35 homes a week.
Yeah.
Whether we're doing $10,000 gutter jobs, 5,000, 2,500, 1,800. Our minimum to run any piece of gutter, even 10 foot, is $800. So
Okay.
about 35 homes. We sell guards on probably 60%.
Wow. That's good. Very good.
It just comes with an education, right? Like, do you
Yeah.
want to pay now or do you want to pay later? The bundle and save, like, you're going to get the gutter gates, you're going to buy splash blocks, you're going to buy guards, or you can have us or a cheaper company come out and charge you $369 to clean your gutters twice a year. Hey, we've got zero. We can't afford the guards this year. Yeah, you can. We got zero interest, 18 months. That's going to be $60 a month for you. Let's get the guards on. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Let's get the dang guards on and just be done with worrying about your gutter system, right? So I want to jump into a little bit. You mentioned getting some coaching, and you don't
Yeah.
have to say names or anything.
Yeah.
I just more or less want to talk about what did that do for you? How quickly did coaching excel your business?
Tremendously. Like I looked into it for 2 years now, different people, different programs, and settled in with someone I'd been following for a while and doing a 9 month coaching program. I'm at 6 months now. And I
Okay.
needed to trying to get off the truck, for years, talking about getting off the truck, we all talk about it, what I mean? So, but I didn't have, systems in place, Grant. I didn't know my
Yeah.
numbers. I didn't have core
Yeah.
values. I didn't have a vision. I didn't, know my charge rate. I didn't know what I was supposed
Yep.
to be charging for my services. So all this stuff, I didn't have a hiring process, a conversion
Yeah.
call,
Yeah.
all the stuff that goes into all your marketing, all that stuff goes into all your HR stuff, how to get a good technician, the hiring process, Indeed, the whole jazz. So, really, I mean, for me, knowing my numbers, getting my numbers dialed in, I was afraid to really know my numbers because I just,
Yeah.
it's been like, I know I'm making payroll. I got one guy here. I know I got money left over, but it's been great. I've raised my prices 3 times with gutter cleaning in 6 months and still have room to grow there. And everybody says, oh, raise your prices. But you got to be able to, it's scary to do that. You think you're going to lose people, but some people you need to lose. You probably do need to lose anyway, that bottom layer of
Not
folks anyway.
everyone is
So
your customer, right?
very
When
good.
we don't
Yeah.
know our numbers and we're just kind of having fun with it and scrounging, and we're like, to know my numbers is probably going to take all this exhausting amount of time when I get home and I'm still working on the truck. That's why us coaches always say we need to get you off the truck. We usually start with the hiring process.
Yeah.
Well, starting with the vision so that you can tell the guy you want to hire where we're going to go, right? There's a
Yeah.
lineup there. And so that started to work almost instantly for you, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so it started to pick up steam and getting like having goals. Like I never had goals, you know what I mean? I didn't even know how to
Mm-hmm.
do goals. And then they get goals, and well, how do you get there? You got to have some steps to get there. So to
Yeah.
having accountability, having coaching, having other members that, have gone through these struggles, talking to you for, you've got 25 years of experience listening to you and your partner talk on the podcast. I mean, I took away all kind of knowledge and nuggets there. So,
Awesome.
but, knowing, and I had a mindset of the owner operator, but now I have to think of, I'm sending technicians out there, you know what I mean? They're W-2, and they've got, you got all these other burdens that go in before the truck moves, you know what I mean? So you can't
Yes.
charge what Grant's going to go out there and, oh, I can do the ladies gutters for 159, and, I paid $20 on gas and I got all this money left over. But if Grant's sending out Tony and Joe and they got to pay them what they're charging, they need to be making $100 an hour charge rate, and you're charging
Now there
customer
might be
150.
nothing left.
You're going to be
There might
losing
not
money,
be.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
We
it's a
call
whole
it
different ball
turning
game.
dollars. We call
Yeah,
it turning dollars. We catch ourselves doing that. I might take a little heat for this, but I love my brand that I represent right over here, the brothers. We
yeah,
catch ourselves doing that in our network, is racing to this, like wanting to be first in the top end revenue. And you can do $5 million a year and have this much profit.
yeah.
And like this next couple years, and including this year, we want to do 2.5, $3 million
That's awesome.
and be first place and profit.
Yeah,
And it helps, right? Knowing your number, having connections. I got a lot of all the connections in the world in the supplier side. So my
yeah,
suppliers that I chose to partner with have respectfully been very helpful in me creating the margins that I do.
yeah,
So you're right on point. So do you recommend coaching? Let me give you a scenario. You got a gentleman, you know, he's probably not down to his last $100, but he's starting to scratch a little bit, and he's been in business maybe a year or two. And here comes the end of the year, and he's just like, I don't really, have the money for it. And like, and I don't know if you were already kind of being successful, right? But like, what do you tell that guy about, like, should he wait or should he just dive into the coaching? Obviously with the right coach. There's
yeah,
I think a bunch of coaches out there, and I don't know any doozy coaches. I mean, everybody that's coaching is my friends, and I'm coaching, etc. But what do you
yeah.
tell that guy? Like, how soon does
I
he need that coaching?
he probably needs it sooner than he thinks. Like he probably needed it a year ago, and it's
Yeah.
not, because a lot of guys I talk to in the group are like, dude, it's such an expense. It's so expensive. It's an investment. It's been an investment in me. I mean, I've grown tremendously in 6 months, and I wouldn't be here without the coaching. And so it's an investment in yourself. And if you want to be stuck, keep beating your head against the wall, keep doing it. But if you want to get systems in place, accountability, SOPs, and start getting building. And once you start building progress and making these steps, man, it's so powerful. Man, you're just
It
like, man,
takes a
I'm
little
not, I'm
time,
not that
right?
guy that, not that guy I used to be. I'm taking these steps. We got momentum
Yeah.
going, and you see things. But to your point, you can have phenomenal coaching, but you got to get good people. And so getting good people
Yeah.
on board, but you got to have good hiring processes. And so now we have like legitimate hiring processes. We have like, employee, evaluation sheet, all this stuff. So we look more
Hmm.
like a real business than where I was 6 months ago. You know what I
And you
mean? So that's
attract a
another thing.
different type of employee that way, right? When
Yeah,
you're able
yeah,
to
yeah,
give him the vision,
absolutely.
let him know
Because
how he can
it's
grow
hard to
with
like
the
be a gutter
company.
cleaning company, and guys are. It's tough to get really good. You know how it is. So it's
I
tough to
do.
get good guys, and we're
When
trying
I'm
to change the whole.
hiring, I when
Yeah,
I'm hiring, I'm trying my best to offer guys a career, not a job,
yeah,
right? And that's the difficult part. Because I think you can find different style of people that are like, hey, I'll budget with you. I'm going to share the company numbers with you. You're going to know the SOPs, right? You're going to know the vision. You're going to know the goal. We're all going to work to get there. And if we can do that, then here's your reward outside of your paycheck, right? I know you
yeah,
do that with the tips. and
Yeah.
bonuses. You're fab. We do the same thing, right? We got to pay these guys when they get great reviews with their name on it, because that's free. I mean, Google's not free, but that's like the
Yeah.
best advertising, right? Is Tony and David came out and this and that. Grant and David showed up on time, communicated well. The office was fabulous. The price was great. Didn't leave a mess. Can't wait for them to come back, because we also purchased lights. We were just not going to do it until the lighting season. You're like, that's gold.
Yeah, man.
And then we try to send them a thank you card or a gift card, not all the
Yeah.
time, but they love you when they see you in the local grocery store, right? It's a really small world.
Yeah, man.
So
Absolutely.
that
100%.
works well. Um, what led to the decision for you now? You're gonna start doing some exterior permanent lighting, aren't you?
Yeah, man. So
Awesome.
excited about this. We've been testing the waters. I even had training. I'm not getting into the different companies, but paid
Uh-huh.
several $100s, $1,000 for training in different products and
Are
just
you are you investing in yourself again?
oh, I'm trying. I'm trying,
It
Grant.
never ends, does it? It never ends. No, I
Well,
know.
well,
I'm investing in myself as well. I always tell
right.
people I have mentors and coaches too.
Yeah,
You
man.
have to.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So yes, I looked into the lighting, different companies, different products for 2 years now, and we have settled on with Gemstone. So Gemstone is a track type of product.
Yep.
It's soffit
Yep.
mounted. But I just talked to a buddy of mine that got involved with them, and he said they are the top of the line premium company with regards to their lights, the app, the controllability, the
What's
track
the name
function.
of that again?
Gemstone.
Yeah, Gemstone. That's right.
So very pleased with them. Even like the guy said, look, they turn away about 20 companies a day. I can put in a word for you. Reach out to the guy. We had a nice 40-minute conversation, and then
Oh, so
um,
it's kind of an exclusive deal. They don't just take
yeah,
everybody. They want to
yeah,
make
which
sure
is
you're
nice
the
because
right guy.
they really want to
Yeah,
vet you out because you're going to be representing their product, and they're going to get the ones getting the phone call if you
that's
put up
important.
a sloppy install. So that was kind of a nice feature too. It took a few weeks for them to get back to me, and I started to worry, but then I got the
So
email
are
that
you in now?
I'm in now. I got my kit yesterday. So yeah,
Good
so
job, brother.
yeah, man.
Good job.
So the next
Awesome.
step is
Congratulations.
to do a demo
Yeah,
job and to do a video. And then once you do that, then you're officially in. But right now I got my kit, I got my hat, I got all that stuff yesterday. So I'm
you're gonna
excited. I
kill
just
it. You'll be
yeah,
fine.
man. So I had so
Yeah.
many folks asking about permanent lighting with the Christmas lights. I know we're short on time, but
Mm-hmm.
and so I was just been trying to find the right product to offer folks so they can have it up either as architectural and security features, or have it
Ah,
for holiday, or have it for your sports teams, or have it for whatever you want it to do year round. So with Gemstone, each light is individually controlled, which is really slick. So
what?
you can have like two bulbs at each corner, more like an architectural or safety feature, or
Uh-huh. Or
have,
light the whole thing up.
or have whatever you want it to do. Sports patterns.
And
It
so
has a bunch of
you can
pre-lit
do
functions.
all the colors, right? Probably just
Oh
like
yeah,
every
a whole
shade.
yeah, like unlimited colors and has unlimited functions and
So now you've got
so
4th of July, Halloween, pink for your daughter's 12th birthday, blue and blue and gray for the Lions,
there you go.
and then Christmas. What that? I'm gonna have to
Oh
look
yeah,
into something like that on my house. That'd be
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, man.
Are
So I'm
you
excited about that.
what's like an average sale? Do you know? Like, I mean, just roughly, what do you think an average sale for permanent lighting is?
Well, I guess it depends on linear footage. So I know this product,
Right.
typically $30 to $35 a foot is what guys are charging
Uh-huh.
for this product.
It
It is
looks like you
premium.
have a fairly regular style of home there in Delaware. So what do you think that's going to be? Like 10 grand, 8 grand?
Yeah, so I'm thinking most homes have 120 to 140 feet, and so we multiply that out times 30 to $35 a foot. And so, but back to your point about originally, I mean, do you want me to come out every year with my ladders and everything to put up Christmas lights at one color, or do you want me to come out one time, set it up, you choose the color, you can set it up to change colors every 10 minutes. You have full control of everything, and we don't have to come out every year. So maybe there's like a 6, 7 year trade off. But then they had this
Uh-huh.
product up also 365 days a year, as opposed to two
Yeah.
months.
Well,
So
like
that's a
I
nice
like you
aspect.
said, the security lighting, or
That
maybe,
too.
I'm sure it can like just accentuate like we call them sconces, right? The like if you're
Yeah.
at that part, or just the door,
Yeah.
or the light the upper windows or whatever that you could do all
Yeah.
that. Those houses look gorgeous when they're done like that.
Yeah,
That's really
absolutely. And the
cool.
commercial
And s
piece, like, it has the commercial piece as well for,
oh,
dealerships.
yeah.
Yeah, so they can have this,
Yeah.
so there's a big area for commercial on this as well.
Are you doing a lot of commercial cleanouts right now, or is it mainly what percentage would you say residential to commercial there
That's
in
funny. I was
Delaware?
kinda going over my notes before this, and, like, we really don't do a lot of commercial, like, we do maybe 5%, like, gutter cleaning,
Mhm.
we have, like, some apartment complexes we do, but a lot of commercial stuff we don't wash, and so maybe 5% of what we do is commercial, and the rest is residential.
And I think, I mean, not that you're doing anything wrong. I've only been through Delaware once. I did some power line restoration there
Okay.
uh, quite a while back. I think it was
Yeah.
Hurricane Sandy time.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but you guys don't have a lot of commercial. It's mostly residential, and then you have your little commercial areas, right? It's just not that big of a
Yeah.
state.
It's
So,
not, no, to your point, yeah, it's like 96 miles long, 36 miles
mhm.
wide, so very small. So mainly
That's like the
neighborhoods.
size of my city.
Yeah, I
Same,
was gonna
you
say
know.
very small, so, but, but
What
yeah,
city are
so
you in there in Delaware?
I'm in Bear, Delaware.
That's right, Bear.
Yep, yep.
Have you been there your whole life?
Yeah, I was in the military for a little bit, but yeah, I've been here, lived in Florida, lived in Tallahassee for 2 years, long time ago.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, way back in the day, so, early '90s, but, yeah, I'm
Early
from
90s.
Delaware and back here since '94, and so, yeah, this is where I'm gonna be, so.
That's where people are
Good
gonna
luck.
know Dave Wyatt and Even Flow Services for a
Yeah,
long
man.
time. Do you have kids?
I do, I have a 20-year-old and 15-year-old. Yeah,
Are
and,
they interested in the business at all, or is that just a summer gig? Or nah, Dad, we
nah,
don't want nothing to do with gutter cleaning.
they don't want anything to do with it. They
They
en
better keep
they
their
like.
eyes out. You're gonna build something big here, and they might want it
Yeah,
one of
no,
these
we're
days.
on our way, so, takes
Cool.
time and consistency, but yeah, I appreciate it, Grant.
Let's wrap up here with
Yeah, man.
tell me, okay, so you've got the exterior lighting, permanent exterior lighting.
Yeah,
Do you wanna like I always like to put people on the spot just a little bit.
yeah.
So 5 years from now, do you got a daydream that you're gonna have a gutter machine or you're gonna be doing windows? I mean, are you or do you know this is kind of your last play and you're just gonna crush it, another 10, 15, 20 years off the truck? David, we need you working on the business, not in it.
Yes, sir. So yeah, so I would like to have a second location at the beach. So
Oh, there we
so there's
go.
a huge opportunity down there. It's only about an hour and a half away, and everybody I talked to said, "Dude, if you can get down here, we can get people to answer their phones. If you can come
Yeah,
down here, you're going to crush it." And it's a very affluent area. A lot of politicians come over from DC.
I'm
A lot of
checking
folks
that
from.
out now
Yeah,
here.
so, like Lewis and
Okay.
Rehoboth, area at the beach. So that's something I've kind of been working on with my coach as well to get down there next year. Like you and I talked off air, we're in the process of purchasing another gutter cleaning company, and so that's been kind of our main thrust this last year with a lot of effort and legwork to kind of keep up with the volume of cleanouts they have. So that'll be 400 and some folks coming over right here in our community. So that'll really take a lot of time and coaching and manpower to keep up with all those folks. And but a great opportunity, to also be able to just mine and share to those folks. Hey, look, we do lights, we do washing, we do more than gutters, and hopefully, organically, grow the business that way and not have to chase
Yeah.
leads for the next couple of years.
Over in Bear, how far are you going? Do you go out to like Newcastle or anything?
Oh yeah, yeah. We go up actually into like Landenberg,
Wilmington?
Pennsylvania. Yeah, well, all of Wilmington into Landenberg, Pennsylvania, down to Smyrna. Kind of a
So is that past
35-mile.
Middletown?
Yeah, Middletown's a big area for us as well.
Oh, I
Middletown
see.
sounds.
Yeah, I see Smyrna. Okay.
Yep, yep. So we go
And
down
so
there, and that's about
you're
as far as we'll go. But down to the beach is down near Lewis and Rehoboth at Sussex County.
yeah. Oh, dude, you're gonna do really well right there.
Yeah, man. Thank you,
When are you
Grant. Yeah.
thinking you're gonna make that happen?
Well, probably in another year. Like this next year, we'll have all these folks coming over from American Craftsman, so we got to get those into Java, get them all set up,
Uh-huh.
and then
Uh-huh.
so it's part of the 3 year vision. So if we get down there in 3 years, my daughter will be out of high school, and I'd love to have someone, an operations guy, running things here, and then me kind of getting a few things
So
started down
you're
there.
going down to the beach. You and the wife
Yeah,
are
man.
headed down to the beach?
We got some plans. Don't tell anybody.
I won't. No one will know. This is just
Yeah,
live. It
yeah,
will it's pre-recorded, but
yeah, man.
do you have any questions for me, man? Well, before we get off, anything that I can
Yeah, this has been phenomenal, Grant. I could sit here.
yeah.
We could talk all day. So it's been nice
I
to.
would love to do it again. If would you be willing to
Yeah.
come back when you
Oh
start
yeah,
doing
man.
the permanent lighting and 2024 I have some different things in mind, me and Tim, for the
Yeah.
podcast. So we're going to slightly change up the studio and I'm going to be able to start to edit in some of the videos while we're talking and I would love to continue to promote you.
Yeah,
David
man.
Wyatt with Even Flow Services, man. Tomorrow's your birthday.
It is
All
55.
right. Happy birthday. I'm not going to embarrass you like that, but happy birthday, man. I
Thank you,
really
brother.
appreciate you coming on, man. You get some good rest. Are you working tomorrow?
Unfortunately, we are, but yeah,
Yeah, it's just another
I'm
day
off
at
Saturday and Sunday
55.
and Monday.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas
Thank you,
to you,
sir.
man. Stay blessed. And please keep sharing all the wonderful stuff you're doing. And hats off to you, David. Rock and roll, brother. You have a good
Thanks,
evening.
Grant. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.